This is our Super Bowl confidence draft, and we're going to put in all 14 teams, which means the last team we pick is going to win the Super Bowl, and we're never going to hear the end of it on social media, but that's okay. That's okay. This is fine. Go ahead. Give me the team. And it sounds like you're picking the Chiefs. It sounds like it.
No,
Go ahead. Pick the Chiefs.
I'm going to pick the Eagles. That's who I'm going to pick.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm taking the Eagles. I think the Eagles are the most complete team in football. I've been saying that, and I'm going to continue to say that.
Yeah, but they're the most complete roster of players.
Yeah.
Do you have full faith in the coaching staff?
I do. Yeah, I have no problem with the coaching staff.
Is Nick Sirianni on your 5 deep coach of the year ballot?
No, but he was actually originally, and then I took him off. I did take him off, but he's not on it. But I did think about it.
So no,
he's not. But
you got to think about it. They're 14-3. Of course, you have to think about it.
But I have no problem. And Vic Fangio is on my list for coordinators of the year. He's very high up there, right? Kellen Moore was certainly a way big improvement from anybody they had last year. So I like both aspects of that. I don't mind Sirianni. He goes a little overboard with the emotions. He's been better lately. But I also think they're an emotional team with a lot of different personalities on their football team too. Yeah, so I'm going with the Eagles right there.
Well, if we're talking about Super Bowl confidence, and that's the name of the draft, Super Bowl confidence, I'm confident in the team that has shown the utmost confidence to come back and win when they're down 10 points in the second half of 3 freaking Super Bowls over the last 5 years.
Wait. You just said you would take the Lions over the Chiefs, and now you're going to take the Chiefs.
I know.
Toyota, find somebody else next year for power rankings. That makes no sense.
I was defending my power rankings.
None.
If you're talking about confidence, you
just said you take them to win them and beat them. That doesn't make sense.
I said if they played today.
Redo your power rankings and put it out on social media, please.
Today's not the Super Bowl. I said if they played today. I didn't say if they played the Super Bowl.
Oh, my gosh. You are so – listen to this bullshit. Oh, my God. Why don't you just tell –
They're not playing today.
That's horrible.
If they played today, the Lions would win.
I don't even want to do the draft anymore. It's stupid.
You take it all the way. You take it all the way to the Super Bowl, and you put all that pressure on the Lions, and the Chiefs have – I'm talking – what confidence? Confidence. Who do you have confidence in?
Then how could you make them the number one team?
Because it's two different things.
No, it's not.
It's two different things. Yes, it is.
No.
It's the regular season recognition of the top team in the NFL right now.
It's supposed to be who you think the best team is, and you just said you take the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl.
Listen.
That's what you said.
It's
That's
whatever I want it to be. It's whatever I want it to be. This is an authoritarian regime.
I know.
Welcome to
and it's stupid. Like most authoritarian regimes, it's stupid. You're talking yourself two different ways here. I got a power ranking for the playoffs and then one for the Super Bowl and one for the regular season. Okay.
Give me your next pick. After you drink your coffee.
Detroit Lions. I'll take the Detroit Lions as the next pick. That is they're of course the team that I look at to be extremely dangerous in this whole process. Their defense, I question it. But damn, that offense and what they got there and the things I said even on Sunday night, there's no weakness to that offense. You overplay one thing and you're going to get screwed somewhere else. And the defense, I worry about it, but Aaron Glenn and the style in which they play, I'm going to get behind that. So I'll take Detroit next.
All right, this is where it gets a little more difficult because I don't know how much confidence I have in the Bills to beat the Chiefs, but if anybody from the AFC can do it, it would be the one team that did it this year until the Chiefs no longer cared about trying to win the football game in Week 18 against the Broncos. So I'll go with the Bills. It feels like they're better than they've been. They've improved under Joe Brady when that change was made from Ken Dorsey during the 2023 season. Josh Allen very well might be the MVP. I feel like they're ready to take that step. Once we remove the other teams from the mix, I'll go with the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I hear that. I agree with you totally that this is Josh Allen's best support, right? It's his best support. Now, the offense isn't super talented, but there's enough there this year to where, again, he can carry the team. And it's not just all him. There's a little more help there. And then McDermott, hey, we know he's a damn smart coach. He can come up with some good defensive game plans, so I certainly wouldn't be shocked. And the fact that they beat the Lions and the Chiefs is certainly something that's a notch in their belt. My next one, I'm going with the Ravens. I'm going to go with the Ravens next. The Ravens, I think, are peaking at the right time. They certainly are. Now, I think this week is like somewhat scary, dangerous. I think it's probably like the worst wild card matchup they could come across. Because, again, the last matchup they played in Baltimore, the 34-17, right? That was the final score. That is not indicative of how that game was. I mean, Russell Wilson fumbled on the 2-yard line going into score, right? Russell Wilson threw a horrible pick six just on a little bootleg play. Things that I don't expect him to do this week. They know how to play the Ravens. It's scary, but, man, the Ravens' offense is incredible. I think it's only second to maybe Detroit as far as schematics, and then the defense has gotten a lot better here down the stretch too.
On that point, Lamar Jackson said yesterday regarding his struggles in the playoffs, I'm just too excited. That's all. Well, that's a lot. Too antsy, that's all. I'm seeing things before it happens, like, oh, I have to calm myself down. But just being more experienced, I found a way to balance it out. Well, have you? Or are you going to revert to that? You know, these narratives lock in. Your brain kind of gets rewired. And here we go again. The whole season, everything you've done is riding on this day. And you're right. The Steelers beat them in Pittsburgh, and 34-17 was misleading. Yeah. I've been thinking a lot about that game. And we were saying the Steelers don't want to go back to Baltimore. I'm not sure the Ravens want the Steelers rolling in because they could have a hard time getting this playoff run off the ground, and who knows what happens in Baltimore if they blow it in the wild card round to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Next one for me would be I guess I'm not feeling real good about the Vikings right now, but I don't know who else to go this far deep. If the Vikings can flush what happened on Sunday,
right.
If they can get Sam Darnold to calm the F down
right.
and not overthrow every pass that comes off of his hand, they can settle back into what they were. And if they could go to L.A. and beat the Rams and, balance out the loss they had after they lost to the Lions the last time around, because they lost Lions and then Rams. Now it's Lions, and then they go play the Rams again. That could spark them in the right direction. And, same idea you're talking about. If they would ever come across the Lions again, a lot more pressure on the Lions. 31-9, somewhat misleading,
yes,
although
right.
I don't want to undermine my number one Lions in the power rankings argument again. But still, you start that over 0-0.
Yeah.
The Vikings catch them with an uppercut early. That could be a different game.
They were close.
Andrew Van Ginkel doesn't drop that pick six. It's a different game.
No,
all right,
no. And to your point with, like you said, Lamar Jackson, I think the same thing happened to Sam Darnold in the game the other night. Sped up, just jittery, right? Got off of guys where you're like, no, the number one read was all open. But you already sped up in your clock and got to the number two guy and didn't even let the one guy work. There was a lot of that when I watched back the film yesterday from Sam Darnold.
Well, and once you become that guy, it's hard to not be that guy. That's why Joe Burrow is so dangerous in the playoffs. He has this swagger. It's like he just transforms into something even better than he is in the regular season. And we've seen that in all sports. Barry Bonds when he was in Pittsburgh, right? When it was time to go to the postseason, the chariot turned into a pumpkin every single year. So when you have the weight of the whole season on your shoulders for 3 hours on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday evening or whenever, that changes your mindset. Do you step up or do you step off? Let's take a break. We'll do the other 6 teams when PFT Live presented by Accenture continues right after this. All right, here we go. We have 6 teams down, and how many? No, we got 8 more to go. My math is horrible as it often is. All right, give me another one, Chris. Let's go. Super Bowl confidence. We're up to round 4.
Gosh, Super Bowl confidence. It's Strugglesville right here. I think the next team I'm going to go with is I feel like I'm going to go with the Rams. I'm going to go with the Rams and just the pedigree of Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford. I am concerned, of course. How could you not be? They didn't play last week. The offense wasn't great the weeks before that. They need to get jump-started here a little bit, certainly. Their defense has played well, though. I mean, eye-poppingly well. And their front seven is disruptive. But, yeah, out of the teams left, I'm going to go with them next, Mike.
I think I will go with the Commanders here. And there's a reason for it. Not just I'm picking a name off of the sheet in front of me and I have no idea who else to pick. If Jaden Daniels does the Joe Burrow thing, former LSU quarterbacks. But if Jaden Daniels embraces the postseason and finds a higher level of performance for himself, accesses the super-duper hero vibe,
right,
then we could wake up Monday morning and see the score of that game. Not that we won't have seen it. I just, I don't know, trying to be cute. But we'll see on Sunday night when you tune in to watch on NBC and Peacock, like 28.5 million did for the regular season finale, the third highest-rated Sunday Night Football game ever. We'll see Jaden Daniels just tear up the Buccaneers, and that 37-20 from Week 1 is going to be a distant memory. This is another situation where having that rematch where the Buccaneers beat the crap out of the Commanders out of the gates, that's going to hurt them because they're going to see the same team, same uniform, same field, and I think it might be a different experience. So if Jaden Daniels does the Joe Burrow thing, the Commanders can get hot and just start knocking people off, and the next thing you know, they're in the Super Bowl.
Oh, he's going to be scary between his talent and the fact that he's unflappable. And, yeah, he's a totally different guy than Week 1, that's for sure. They're going to be dangerous. And we know that the Buccaneers have a hard time in pass defense, so that's an advantage Commanders there, certainly. The next one I'm going to go with, and probably the team I feel best about, I almost took them last round over the end, the Packers. You know my thoughts on the Packers. I think the Packers roster-wise is higher up this list. But they just haven't been playing as good a football as they possibly can. They're a young football team, and you've heard me say a million times the quarterback has not played his best here the whole season, let alone he's not going to the playoffs playing his best, and that scares me.
I'll go with the Buccaneers here. You know, I had the Buccaneers going to the NFC Championship before the season. My concern about them is they have too many moments where they crap the bed. Too many games where are the Buccaneers? But if they can hold it together and play consistently 1 week after another, they could get to the Super Bowl and win it.
Yep. All right, Steelers next for me. Steelers, defense, T.J. Watt, Hayward. All right, they can make some plays. They can get some free possessions for the offense. Russell Wilson, again, he's been here in this situation before. Same with Mike Tomlin. There's a little bit more of a battle-testedness about them compared to some of the other teams left. That's why I'll go with them.
I will go with the Broncos here. Sean Payton's history of winning a Super Bowl, even though it's been a while ago, taking teams to the playoffs, winning in the playoffs. Bo Nix, it's the Joe Burrow thing. If Bo Nix steps up on the big stage, his first crack at high-stakes NFL playoff games, if he can deliver, the Broncos can win.
Yeah, I'd be scared of them a little bit with that defense and Sean Payton, offensive game plan is always scary. The Chargers are my last pick. The Chargers, Harbaugh, the defense is a pain in the butt. You do have one of the, 5 or 6 best quarterbacks in football. They can run the ball, chew up clock, right? I don't expect them to be in the Super Bowl, but there's some aspects about their team that I do like.
And here are the Houston Texans, the last kid on the playground after they picked the teams.
Just like Mikey was when he was 9 years old.
And 10. And 11.
And 12.
All right. And so that means your Super Bowl 59 champions will be the Houston Texans.
No, they won't. I can guarantee
we'll never live it down.
Won't. Don't you worry. I'll be right here right now. Freezing cold takes. The Texans won't be in the Super Bowl. Thank you.
The last 2 teams picked play this weekend, so one of them is going to advance.
Yeah, right.
One of them is going to advance.
Right.
Probably the Chargers. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.